Before I get started with this review, for those that haven't found out or don't really know what's going on with Orlando, I just found out sometime on Sunday, a little bit later on Twitter. There was a mass shooting at a gay nightclub in downtown Orlando, and 100 people were affected by it. 50 dead and 50 that are in critical condition, and the numbers are actually increasing. And this is pretty much the worst massacre in U.S. history. And honestly, and I guess I can't really say, well, it's up there with one of the worst. But other than that, it was nice to see that WWE actually did do a tribute to them. Well, not a tribute, but just do a moment of silence. Of course, since they're going to have WrestleMania in Orlando. But it just really makes me sad that there's still hate crimes going on. I mean, especially, it really wasn't that long ago that in South Carolina, in my neck of the woods, they actually did have a hate shooting in a church, killing a lot of people during their Bible study. And it's ridiculous. I really wish and pray and hope that one day that these will stop. I mean, especially people that just want to go out and have a good time. And it's to the point where they're really trying to either strike fear into the hearts of people, or because they literally go the distance just because they don't understand someone from a different group or from a different gender. And it's ridiculous. It's a shame what happened to the LGBT community. And honestly, it's ridiculous. And I'm not going to try to get on my high horse and my soapbox here, but I just wish that the hate stops. And honestly, guys, I would love to actually try to make this hashtag trending. And I guess it's going to be really hard to talk about, but stop the hate unless it's probably already trending. But this has got to stop. It really is ridiculous. There's far too many killings going on in this country, and I pray for one day that it actually does stop. And that instead of people literally hating other people for being different, they embrace the difference and maybe get to know the person. They might be cool. But I know that sounds weird coming from me. But other than that, I'm just saying that I really hope and pray for the day that all of these shootings stop, that all of the hatred stops, and that it'll just be completely over. I pray for that day. But it was really nice for WWE to actually do a tribute, and I really think that it was very classy of them. But then that also makes me wonder, what's going to happen with WrestleMania? I know that WrestleMania 33 is a long ways off, but after this happening and seeing how this is pretty much gone nationwide, not even nationwide, worldwide, what's going to happen with WrestleMania? And I know that actually sounds really condescending, but I'm just being honest here. You have an international crowd flying in to see WrestleMania every single year. And I know they're going to probably have to up the ante when it comes to security, but is it going to get a lot worse? I don't know. It's kind of messed up that things like this had to happen, and just because people are different, people have to be hateful about it, and it's ridiculous. But I know this is going to probably affect WrestleMania. But I wouldn't be surprised to either up the security, or if it gets really bad, who knows, they might go somewhere else. But that's a topic for another time. And guys, all prayers, please go out to those that to the families of the victims of what happened in Orlando and that gay bar. So please have your prayers go out to the victims of that are going through this trying time, and especially for the families that are going through this trying time, and for those that are still in the hospital. Please have your prayers go out to them. But guys, after this, I know it's a somber transition, but here we go with my review. Guys, this is without a shadow of a freaking doubt the weirdest go home show I have ever witnessed for Raw. Seriously. It started off extremely weird and very uncomfortable and creepy when we had the New Day, the Vaudevillains, Enzo and Cass, and whoever else is in that tag team group coming. I mean, it didn't really start off with the tag team being out there. Thank God the Vaudevillains broke it up. But having Xavier Woods talk about his trombone like it's another chick, and boning her, literally, is something I can't scrub out of my head. I'm still looking for a palate cleanser to try to use to scrub my brain out. Because I don't want to imagine Xavier Woods having sex with a trombone. And that whole scenario, that whole promo kind of got stuck in there. The same thing with Enzo Amore. It's bad enough that Enzo Amore can't even get the name of the trombone right, which makes me wonder where his head's at. It also creeped me out, just the thought of him kissing a trombone and boning one. Look, I understand that they're trying to have some laughs, but why are the New Day getting away with this? Seriously, if this is supposed to be somewhat PG, and honestly, yes, we're in a whole new era, and it hasn't really explained exactly what the new era is. But for crying out loud, I don't want to hear about Zay or Enzo boning a trombone. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear about them having sex with a trombone, let alone making out with one. Please, can we come up with something different? A little bit more creative. That's why I am hoping they lose the tag team belts so they can break that group up and just do something new. And speaking of something that even creepier than that, can we please do something about Big E? Like, seriously, Big E does some creepy stuff. Like, every single week, he does creepy stuff on Raw, and he gets away with murder. And I hate to say it like that, and I know with the situations going on, maybe I need to rephrase that, but he gets away with a lot. How in the world can they censor Mickie James licking her hand after she grabbed Trish in the crotch, even though, yes, that was vulgar? You're going to allow Big E licking his hand and slapping Simon Gotch in the butt multiple times? I mean, dude, look, I already have my suspicions about Big E, and I ain't going to go there. But for crying out loud, nobody wants to see that. It's bad enough that he does the little shimmy shake that's uncomfortable enough to see a big man with some very tight spandex unitard with little to no imagination shake it in your face with the camera right there on his crotch. Please, can we split these guys up? They are disgusting. They are literally making me ill every single day. And I'm not trying to sound like a prude, but it's just, no, I don't want to see that. Especially after you've been wrestling and you sweaty and, oh gosh, I'm making myself sick. Next. Oh, okay. There's only two good things I can say about this Raw. One good thing is this. I like the new John Cena. I enjoy the new John Cena. John Cena has no qualms in breaking the fourth wall and no qualms in saying the things that nobody can say. Now, a lot of people were just bitching and moaning about this, excuse my language, but a lot of people were just complaining about John Cena not being hardcore enough, not being tough enough, blah, 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 blah. You got the John Cena you were freaking asking for, so why is everybody still complaining? I like this John Cena. I enjoy this John Cena. This John Cena should have been around a long time ago. And not to mention that AJ Styles was on point with Cena. This is the only match, probably maybe 2 or 3 matches that I look forward to seeing Money in the Bank. Seriously. And they have done a good job hyping it up. Not to mention they did an even better job not having him touch. Because when you don't have him touch, that makes it, that brings up the anticipation for the match even more. And I enjoy that. I am really happy to see that. Seriously. Now, another match that I'm kind of looking forward to is definitely Rollins versus Reigns. I am. Because Seth Rollins is on point as a heel. Even though people are cheering for the guy and they made a mistake in not making him an anti-hero. Not a babyface, but an anti-hero. You need to have him go in that gray area. And that would have worked. Because honestly, he is on point as a heel. And I think he remembers how people start to like him so much. He's like, okay, I got to go back to heel again. But other than that, I enjoy it. I love this Seth Rollins. I still don't like Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns is like, duh, doesn't have that much to say. I mean, dude, you're a champ. And this guy mocked you several times. Don't you have a witty retort back? I mean, come on. Don't you have something interesting to say? But, of course, he doesn't. And, yeah, Dean Ambrose really tried. But it would have been fine if Dean Ambrose wasn't even in this entire promo. I would have been okay with segment, pretty much. As they pretty much hyped up the whole Shield reunion, Ambrose Asylum, and even though we didn't really know who brought it back, we ended up finding out that Shane did. But other than that, he didn't have to be there. It would have been fine. But something's telling me that it could be either Ambrose or Sami Zayn that might take the briefcase. I could be wrong. But other than that, I will say that the Ambrose Asylum segment was a pretty decent segment to watch. Now, when it comes to the Divas match, which in my opinion is thrown in there because they really don't have anything for the Divas division to do at this point. My bad. The women's division. I have to remember that. The thing is, they really don't have anything for the women's division to do. And they don't have anything for Natalya to do. So they're going to pretty much throw her in the same feud she was in before, even though she lost clean-ish. But other than that, she doesn't need to be going in a feud with Charlotte. She lost. But they're going to continue to do this because they don't have anybody, so they say, that can be in a good feud. I guess we're waiting for Nia Jax to show up because honestly, we need a decent monster because these chicks are bored. But let's move on from there. It got weird from there. I mean, shoot, we end up getting a sibling rivalry between Shane and Stephanie, and they keep throwing people here and throwing people there, and then we have far too many people in the main event. And speaking of main events, we're seeing a main event we've already seen before. Oh, this is the go home show, y'all. The Money in the Bank ladder match is pretty much supposed to be the main event of this pay-per-view. And you have done very little to promote it. I will admit this. For the first Raw of this month, they have done a good job promoting it. Even though it was weird in the very beginning, at least they were promoting it. They promoted even more in May when they did the qualifiers. But heading towards the end, they just fell short. But here's the one thing that I got from Cole. So here it stands, the 6 contestants in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Which makes me wonder, is that 7 guy still legit? I'm still thinking that Bobby Roode is going to show up somehow. That's just me. That's my personal theory. Because I'm thinking that they're using it as a surprise. They don't want to necessarily tell people that they already have an extra person. And since Shane and Stephanie can't get along, they're trying to one-up each other, I would not be surprised it's going to be a 7th dude coming in the ladder match. And that 7th dude is going to win. My guess is Bobby Roode. Just saying. But anyway, this is not a predictions video. This is the review. Now, honestly, guys, this was a far weird Raw. Especially the random match they threw with Sheamus versus Apollo Crews. Nobody cares about Apollo Crews, y'all. He was just as random as anybody else when he showed up. Nobody freaking cares. I should care because he's a Georgia boy, but I don't care. Just like I care about AJ Styles because he's a Georgia boy. But besides them being Georgia boys, I don't care much for Apollo Crews. They have done nothing to bring this guy up. They've done nothing to give you a legit reason to like him. Seriously. He's just, in my opinion, the black Kurt Angle. He is the black Kurt Angle. Whether you say it or not. People are like, oh no, he's the same size as a Bobby Lashley. He may be the size of Bobby Lashley, but he ain't no Bobby Lashley. This dude is Kurt Angle, just the black version. And you still don't care. At least you cared about Kurt. I don't care about him. I don't. And this match seems random thrown in there between Sheamus versus him and Money in the Bank. Do I care? No. The only person that's been literally holding this feud up is Sheamus. He's done crap in this feud. Why is he here? But other than that, guys, my overall thoughts about this Raw is this. This was the weirdest go-home show I have ever seen in my life. But it has done nothing to not make me want to see this pay-per-view. I'm still looking forward to seeing some of the matches on Money in the Bank, and I still think that the 7th guy is going to be an interesting draw to this match. Possibly. And that's just a theory. But then there's also 2 good matches. Like I said, it's Rollins versus Reigns and Cena versus AJ Styles. Those are the 2 matches that I look forward to see. I can care less about the women's match, and that is sad because I love the women's division. But they don't really have anything to do. So, like I said, this was a very weird go-home show, but I'm still interested in seeing what the pay-per-view has to offer. But, guys, what are your thoughts about this? Leave a comment in the comment section below. And I know I don't really promote this channel enough, but I actually should. I have a second channel. So for those who are burnt out by watching wrestling, I actually do have a second channel called Nature Girls Random World. I actually do reviews of Girl Meets World and other reviews of pretty much nerd culture or anything that pops in my head randomly. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, I'm just gonna put it up in the card up there for those who are interested in checking it out. But enough of plugging me. This is it for me. I want to hear your thoughts. Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.